Teedra. Do you know what's funny? Like, it's late. It's been a long few days.
Yes.
But it's always good to have you in London.
Thank you. It's always good to be in London.
2 amazing shows. A bit different this time. Was at the Jazz Cafe, the new Jazz Cafe.
Yes.
You performed the last show at the old Jazz Cafe.
Exactly.
It's different though, right?
Very different.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. How did you feel like the 2 shows went for you?
Oh, they were great. They were really cool because it's like really it doesn't matter what building you put me and my people in, our vibe is going to permeate the room. So even though the building was decorated differently, it was still the same vibe between me and the people.
It's always a good show, but I always feel like J Black and the band, it always feels so much more because the synergies, the band here, they did well, but like J Black, I just always have to give him a shout. Like,
well, yeah, because J Black is part of the Teedra Moses show. You know, like my band is as well, but J Black really is because it doesn't matter if I'm playing with the band, without a band. J Black is always there. Like J Black has been the most consistent part of my show outside of myself. You know, he brings to the stage a certain amount of energy that no one else would ever know how to, because part of that is J Black's show. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just my show. A large part of it is like, I don't know if you recall seeing the young man that's always with Sade. You know, the man that's always with the guy that's always with Sade, like he's always singing backgrounds. That's J Black with me. It's like the show is not the same without J Black, you know. But sometimes circumstances happen and he can't make it, and I have to learn to function without him, which throughout the entire time I'm texting him like a whiny baby, like, I miss you so much.
No, we all do. Like, Take Me is almost that. When you guys do it, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
He always gets that reaction. It's like,
I don't even do it without him. I don't do Take Me without him anymore. It's pointless.
Yeah. Funny enough, there's things that you and I talk of that will remain private, but I think some of the things that you are comfortable speaking about and just the strength that you show a lot of women across the world, right? Where do you get your strength from when you're always, people perceive that you're a strong woman, which you are, but where do you get your own strength from? How do you?
First and foremost, my strength comes from God, my faith in God. My mother, that was my inheritance. That was all of my sisters and brothers' inheritance, is that she had very strong faith. So we grew up on faith. We didn't grow up on money. We grew up on faith. So that's where most of my strength comes from. And I have a lot of sincere love around me. I don't have fake people around me. I only have people in my life that really, truly, truly love me. And they give me a lot of strength. Like recently, some really horrible things happened in my life, and they just kept reminding me how strong I was, you know, like, oh, this is nothing, this is nothing. So it feels really heavy to you, but the people that have observed you your entire life are constantly telling you, yo, you got this. And they're not saying this just to like brush you off. They're telling you this because they've witnessed your strength before and how your faith works. So it's God and family. You know, love is always love for self, and love from those that you love is always a strengthening.
No matter what you don't have, you better turn around and look at what you do have before what you do have is what the fuck you don't have. We got it so messed up, yo. We got it really, really messed up. We always want more, but what the hell are you doing with what you have? Are you appreciating what you have? There's people with less than what you have. Remember when you used to pray for what you have, don't what you have now? Stop and be grateful, yo. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to my damn self. We gotta get it together. We ask God for so much. How many days do you just stop and say, thank you, thank you, thank you? Because He's doing a lot of shit for us, man. And He don't have to. Say thank you. Stop one full day and just say thank you. I'm not gonna ask you for nothing. I'm just gonna say thank you. Darling, no, I could be ugly. I could be an ugly woman. He blessed me to be pretty. Thank you, Lord. My friend right here comes to every show. You understand me? He comes to every single, fuck the eyeballs. He comes to every single show. You understand me? Every show. He's in a wheelchair. He's always in good spirits. Always tonight we gotta do better, y'all.
I loved, I said your Pastor Moses. I loved what you said on the first line about gratitude, and that we should be grateful. What was going through your mind that you wanted to? It was obviously, I wouldn't say random, but you just felt to speak on it. But was there anything that sparked you like during the day?
It's just my own personal experiences. I think that I don't speak to people in a sense of like preaching at people or reprimanding people or speaking from a space of you, not me. I'm normally talking to myself. Like I'm a very self-centered human being, and I just was going through things in my life. Personally, I've been going through some things, and I feel like sometimes I focus so much on lack, and I focus so much on what I'm trying to gain or what I'm trying to get to, that I lose sight of where I've come from and where I am now and the progress. I lose sight of what I've consistently had, that love in my life. I lose sight of what I have that has been born inside of me, my talent, all these different things that I'm so grateful for, that sometimes I lose sight of looking forward to the future, not really vested in the now. And I just think it's a very important thing for us to do, because that's the true quality of life, being happy in the moment. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, yeah, tomorrow you can go out and do whatever. If you're excited about that right now, great, live in that moment. But don't dwell on what's gonna happen tomorrow, because the shit ain't promised. You know what I mean? So if you're in the right now, you're in the gratitude. You're in the true gratitude of this moment. In this moment, we're having this conversation. I'm sitting with my brother having a great conversation. Let me enjoy this in this moment and be grateful for this, instead of wishing I was sitting here with some major, TV. No, that kind of stuff is not where it's at for me, in my opinion. I feel like the true value in life is looking at where you are and what you have and where you've come from and rejoicing in that.
Kind of shifting gears. When you did the talk for the kids at the university at ACM, and we spoke about just how the industry works, and you were just dropping gems. You were talking about like money gets spent and this, you can't control it, and this, that, and the third. How do you? Were you ever jaded from the music industry when you left TVT? Were you ever jaded, or did you just accept it as it is?
I'm not a jaded person. Life experiences are lessons and blessings. And so I don't feel like it is important for me to hold on to anything but the lesson and find the blessing in that. Like, nobody, even if someone set out to do things to me on purpose, like, I don't care enough. Like, I am very blessed. You know what I mean? I think we all are. And I'm not blessed because I'm special. I'm blessed because I'm a child of God. Therefore, we all are blessed because we're all children of God. Nothing that was done to me was malicious. I think I got away very easy. Because I've heard horror stories from people, that were raped to death or whatever. Yeah, I'm owed money and all this stuff, but that's money. I still have the talent that brought me here, the talent that will continue to bring me through. I have knowledge now and wisdom. I've never been jaded. I'll never be a jaded person. I think that's super weak to be jaded.
Because it changes your demeanor and your state of
Well,
mind.
it means you're a victim.
Right.
Victims are weak to me.
Right.
And I'm sorry if I offend someone,
the victim state of mind.
The victim state of mind.
It's not gonna move itself away from being a victim.
It's just weak to me. And I'm just like, I may have moments when I feel like, oh, this person did that to me, but I'm gonna snap out of it, because our life is a choice. You know what I mean? We have to choose how we're gonna allow people to affect us. If you slap me in my face, that may have hurt, but me holding on to that and keeping that forever, don't mean I'm not gonna brace myself if you come at me again, or if next time I see you, make sure I'm prepared to fight first. You know what I mean? But I just think walking around being a victim is a choice. And I just think being jaded is being a victim.
Yeah, and the reason why I brought that up is because when we talk about, like you said, like $30,000 was spent on towels, just promotional towels. And obviously that's back in the day when the money was plentiful. And I think nowadays a lot of people have, not to that extent, but they can't ascertain where their budget's going. Is that consistent throughout the industry as a whole, or is it just? I
don't know. I can't speak on the industry as a whole. I don't even really know nothing about the industry, to be honest with you, because I've never really been in it. I've just been doing me. The industry. I know the industry of Teedra Moses.
Yeah.
That's what I do understand. You know, like the industry of music, the music business. I was on a small TVT. They are no longer there, and since then it's been the industry of Teedra Moses. So I don't even think about it. I don't think about the music industry really ever. I look at and observe like, oh, look, music is going digital. I look at, oh, now it's more about streaming. I see those things, and those things are exciting to me. But the rest of it, I don't even really pay attention to, because the people is how music thrives at this point. It's not somebody in some office somewhere. Like, if you want good music, you could find it from an independent artist on SoundCloud, and you can sit there and run that and rinse it daily on SoundCloud. It's not about a music industry anymore. It's about the music for the people, because the people are choosing what they love.
Still on all your publishing?
Oh, yeah.
I always talk to you about this, because like, I think when we spoke about it the last time, that's at Jazz Cafe, that may have been like 4 or 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. And a lot of my friends are like, they didn't understand why publishing is important. Mm-hmm. Can you reiterate why, for you, as the artist you are, why publishing and owning your own publishing is an important thing for you to have?
It's just the difference between renting a house and owning a house. You know, if you're renting a house, you're investing in something that the ultimate profit will go out to someone else. If you are singing songs that you don't own, then you're just getting a fee for performing them when you get on stage. I get a fee for performing them when I get on stage. I get a fee for performing them again when I get on stage through, you know, the system that keeps a record of how my song is performed. I get a fee again when it's performed through radio, when it's played on the radio. I get a fee again when it's performed on a show. It was just a song from 2004. It was just played on Insecure on HBO, which is like the hottest show on HBO right now. That's from 10 years ago. I own that publishing. I get paid for that. You know, and it's like, that's very important. You don't know who will find you and what that music will mean to someone 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now. I always say, I found out about Billie Holiday when I was 18. When I was 18, she was dead and gone. That music was from a time before my mother was a little kid, if she was even born then, you know, when Billie Holiday was popping. That could be me in 30 years from now. My kids will get that money. My kids will reap off of that. I just think it's just, ownership to me is important, period. And that's my soul. That's my pain that I wrote about. That's my joy. That's my experiences. That no one deserves to own that.
What was it like when you got your first publishing check? Like, was it a shock for you when you first realized that, well, this is what you get
from royalties?
You spoke about that, I think.
I mean, I learned that you make money owning your own publishing. You know what I mean? Like, if you got a big hit record, that's gonna, over a year time, you're gonna get a lot of money. You know what I mean? Like, while they're playing that music, you're gonna get a lot of money. And there's surges, you know what I mean? There's surges when the music may not be playing now, then it starts playing again. Now they're streaming. There's just all these different things, and it's just like, we need as many revenue streams in this business as possible. We need to be getting money on stage. We need to try to make sure our music gets on the radio and on television. We need to make sure our music is streaming. Like, I promote people going to stream my music. They say, oh, you don't really make no money, but it's some money. I can't control what they're giving me, but I own it and I want it. You understand? Whatever outlet there is, you know what I mean? You just have to have as many revenues as possible, streams as possible. So I think that my number one thing was always keeping my publishing, because I knew I had ownership of my music. More than the money, I like ownership. That's power, and I like power. I'm an alpha female.